Hey there, Capricorn. Welcome to your reading for the week of July 13th. This week, you have this Surrender to the Divine card. You also have this new moon eclipse. It says, expect a powerful change. So there you go, Capricorn. Definitely could be some sort of powerful change coming in for you this week, which, we'll see. We'll see what comes up with the cards. I think you're being led in a direction, especially with that star card. You have this card that says surrender to the divine. And the star is like having a North Star or having a guiding light. And so sometimes I feel with the star, it's like the universe is showing us like, hey, there's something you want over in this direction. But you have to like make the move. You have to actually kind of like move in that direction. I do feel pretty good about it though, Capricorn. The star comes up after the tower. And so sometimes I feel when we get the star in a reading, like we start here with the star, it's kind of like saying that you've already had the tower moment. So it's like maybe you've already had the kind of like the reality moment, the shock to the system. And now you are seeing the star. Like now you are seeing what you are meant to accomplish or what you're meant to go after. And, that's what I would be working on with the star card. I also think you need to fully commit to something. We go Queen of Cups down to the Ten of Pentacles. I always say, sometimes I feel with the star that she's just dipping her toes in the water and that she needs to like dive in head first. She needs to like dive into the deep end. She needs to take the swimmies off. She needs to take her, her life vest off, and she needs to jump into the water, into the pool, And it's like, she's pouring this water here into the water. This is the pool of universal consciousness. And these ripples are going out into the water. It's like, I feel like I've said this to you a million times. You've asked for something, Capricorn, and the universe really wants to deliver. And I feel like that's where this reading is kind of like going. Next, you have the Six of Swords and the Three of Cups wanted to come out together. So the Six of Swords can be moving on to calmer shores. Three of Cups is like a celebration. These three people are celebrating a harvest, which is great. I do feel with the Ten of Pentacles. I mean, you have good money cards. Ten of Pentacles, Six of Pentacles, Three of Pentacles. There definitely could be a harvest coming in for you that you will be celebrating. The Six of Swords is about moving on to calmer shores, but this woman and the child in this boat, they're bringing nothing with them but their clothing on their back, so they are completely moving on. They are completely moving forward, and I definitely get that feeling for you, where it's kind of like a fresh start type of feeling, or you could feel like you're starting something over, or you could feel like you're doing something again, or you could feel like you're doing something differently than you've done before. And so like, a lot of that new type of energy coming up with that card. You have the Three of Cups. I feel like you need to be seen. Stars, attention. Three of Cups can be other people. I kind of feel this is saying if you're working on anything or creating anything in work or business, don't be afraid of being seen. Don't be afraid to stand out and get attention and, all that other stuff. Don't be afraid to like claim your victories. If you have a win, claim it. If you're better at doing something than anyone else, then you need to claim it and say that you are better, And I kind of get that feeling with the Three of Cups. You have the Knight of Pentacles. I think it's been slow. I think things have been very slow for Capricorn. It's like one foot in front of the other. Very much this isn't Taurus, but, it's kind of funny because it's giving me Taurus vibes, Like Taurus is very slow, plodding energy. One foot in front of the other, kind of like slow and just moving forward slowly. Taurus, if you want to get super technical about it, we have had Uranus and Taurus. Uranus and Taurus have been saying to everyone is like freedom. The thing is, like, as far as karma is concerned, Taurus is like the caged bull. A lot of people think of Taurus as just the bull, but usually Taurus is the caged bull. So Taurus people, they can have traumas or issues in their life, basically, usually coming from like their parents or from when they were in their childhood. And Tauruses are here to learn to break free from the cage. So when we've had Uranus and Taurus, we all of us, especially you Capricorn, because you're an earth sign, have probably been feeling some sort of cage that you want to break free from. And it could be around like trauma, it could be based off of something from your childhood, it could be any of that stuff. And I feel like you're making progress is what I'm trying to say. So I do feel like you are either moving out of that or you're moving past it finally, which of course would be amazing for you Capricorn to finally like break free from that issue, right? With the Star card, you have the Judgment card. This could be you waking up to your purpose. This could also be you getting a clear vision. We go down to the Ten of Pentacles. With the star, this can say that you're understanding like what you actually want in life. You know, it's one thing to say I know what I want in my life, and to just like spout off a bunch of things that you think you want, but maybe you don't actually know, you know. And so I feel like this is an actual knowing, like an actual understanding of what your dream life looks like. Ten of Pentacles is building, leaving a legacy. It's everything you want and desire. So it's like really understanding what you want. You have 2 cards again with the Three of Cups and the Six of Swords. You have the Fool and the Knight of Swords. So you've been getting the Fool a lot with me, Capricorn, and I feel like you need to be taking the risk of looking like a fool. Basically, you know, that's what the Fool is about for you. I feel like you have to take some sort of risk. The Knight of Swords is feeling like you're rushing. So, number one, I wouldn't rush, but I also do think it's time to make a move. So, whatever you're thinking about doing or whatever you are doing, I would like make the move. I think you'll be successful. With the Knight of Pentacles, you have the Three of Pentacles. Three of Pentacles is a card that says teamwork makes the dream work, right? And so you have the Three of Cups as well. You know, as always, I think it would be an amazing time for you to work on a team. Really, I think this is about taking the lead. In your next row, you literally have a card that says take the lead. At the end, you have the King of Wands. King of Wands can basically say take the lead. So he has a vision. These people are coming in a support position. They are supporting his vision. So I think it's a great time for Capricorn to work with other people as long as you are taking the lead, as long as you are number one and those people come in and support, you know, whatever it is that you're working on. Clearly, it's also an amazing time to get attention on your work. So for those of you that work for yourselves or, you know, that work on personal projects or even work in social media, Three of Pentacles is about putting your work on display. And I think I would put extra work on display because there could be extra attention if you do that. So it might be a good month, I would say, not even just this week, the rest of the month, even though it's Mercury retrograde, doesn't matter. You know, it's perfectly fine to work on things you've already been working on. So, you know, again, it might be a good month to put in extra work. Next, in the area of what's coming in for you, you have this Hawk Spirit, says, let Spirit be your guide. You have a Stag Spirit, says, take the lead. Yes, you know, we just said it. Definitely would be a good time to take the lead. You have all these birds. You have the bird on the Star card. You have the bird right here, the Hawk. So the birds in the tarot can represent messengers in the Oracle cards as well. But, you know, the bird on the Star card is an ibis, represents knowledge and wisdom, and it kind of represents getting a bird's eye view. The hawk, the same thing. Hawks are visionaries. You know, they have visionary ideas. So it might be a good time for you to, like, get a bird's eye view of your life and to say, like, am I getting the things I want, or, you know, other new directions or new things I could take advantage of. You have the Ten of Swords, the Queen of Cups, and the Page of Swords. Ten of Swords definitely says something is dead, done, over with. I mean, I don't know. I just think this is the theme for Capricorn because Pluto has left your sign. It's like, you know, clearly something has died, or you are moving away from something in your life and you're starting something new, or you're just moving in a new direction. I don't think it's good. I don't think it's bad. I just think it is what it is, right? And, but he's making a symbol right here with his hands that represents a blessing. So the Ten of Swords can represent a blessing in disguise, or you could be seeing how something is a blessing in disguise. And I feel that is exactly what you should be doing. You should be looking at anything that you've been through and saying, like, what is the lesson I learned and how is it a blessing? I would also really be, you know, with the Judgment card and also the fact that we're very close to Mercury retrograde, you know, we're in the shadow right now. I would be very careful of any past people coming back from the past. It's like, I don't like the Ten of Swords in Judgment because this to me is like a person who stabbed you in the back who's coming back and regrets it. But it's like, you know, obviously, to me, I have very little sympathy for adults in relationships. It's like, you know, to me, as far as I'm concerned, adults know exactly what their actions are going to do. But, you know, if they choose to hurt you or stab you in the back anyway, they're an adult. They really shouldn't get a second chance, right? And so that's my thing, right? That's what I would say with the Ten of Swords, is I would be careful, you know, especially if it's a past person who's like realizing what they lost. It's like, yeah, and you should be like, guess what, baby? I'm the freaking star, right? So I'm the mother effing star boy is what you should say. That's what you should text back to this person, right? So there you go. You have the Queen of Cups. The Queen of Cups is about following your heart. Everybody gets these cards about following your heart, so we all have to do that at this time. Really, I feel like saying follow your expansion. You have the Ace of Wands coming up here, and the Ace of Wands is like out with the old, in with the new. But I feel for a lot of you that there's something that is going to be very expansive that could be like a project that you're working on. But I don't mean just in money. I feel that this could be an opportunity that is expansive in every sense of the word. Like, it brings you to new places, opens up travel. It, does like other expansive stuff. Maybe brings new people into your life, And I feel this is saying move towards your expansion just in general. I also get like a very intuitive vibe here. So I think you need to trust your intuition, of course, and really tap in, especially with that Judgment card. Judgment, this is your higher self angel trying to communicate with you. So we have to pay attention to our higher self when we get the Judgment card, because our higher self is trying to tell us something. You have the Page of Swords. Yeah, I'm a big fan of being curious right now. We're in a time of like the inner child. We have Jupiter in Cancer, Jupiter in your opposite sign, Capricorn, right? And so having Jupiter there is amazing. Number one, you will get benefits from having it in your opposite sign. But number two, it's like Cancer is like your inner child. And I feel that anything you can do to embrace your inner child, be curious, follow your curiosity, will probably lead to expansion in your life. And so there you go. With the Ten of Swords, you have the King of Cups here. Yes, I would be careful of anything that's affected you emotionally. The King of Cups has very deep emotions, but he also really pays attention to how he feels about things. And, he's sitting in the middle of the deep ocean, but he has these choppy waters around him, but he is perfectly fine. I do also feel this could say that there's new love for you. There's no reason to like go dumpster diving, as I say, and go back to the past. There's something new, like an emotional connection that could be much better coming in for you. So I would, Ace of Wands is out with the old, in with the new, right? So I would be focusing on new. With the Queen of Cups, you have the King of Swords. You've already learned all the lessons from this person, if this is a past person. King of Swords, card of knowledge and wisdom. He's been to war more than any other king. It's like he's learned everything he needs to learn. So, like, I feel that for you, Capricorn. It's like saying you've learned everything you need to learn from something, and it's time to let it go with the Ten of Swords. This doesn't even have to be love for some of you. This could be, like, work or business. Maybe you're still doing something where the universe is, like, saying, hey, I have a much better opportunity for you, but you have to, like, let go of this one and start that other thing that you've been thinking about starting, And I definitely feel that for Capricorn as well. Like, a lot of you could have bigger, more expansive ideas in work or business for some of you. And I would do that because I feel like this is saying like, hey, you know what? You've learned enough, With the Page of Swords, you have the Queen of Wands. Yeah, like I said, I feel like there's a much more passionate connection coming in for you. Even the Six of Cups would be, the Six of Pentacles would be something where there's like more equal give and take, more fairness, more balance. So, again, if you're looking for love here, Capricorn, this is something that would be much better that's coming in for you. And again, a lot of desire. Next, in the area of messages from your future self, you have this card. It says, you do not have to go alone. Reach out for support. Three of Pentacles, Three of Cups says you can ask for support. You have this card that says, there is hope ahead. Have the courage to take heart, for there is hope. Yes, I think you have a bright future to look forward to here, or a happy future. A lot of good things coming in for you with this energy, and an expansive future as well with the Ace of Wands. I think that there could be a lot of expansion and growth coming in for you here, Capricorn. The thing about the Ace of Wands is you have to get started. The Ace of Wands is just a spark, but the spark doesn't mean anything, It's like you have to keep putting wood on the fire to get it to grow. And that's definitely what I would do with this Ace of Wands energy. I also feel that for a lot of you that you need to be like tapping more into your creative side at this time. So for those of you working on projects or businesses, there's something about like being creative would be very helpful for you. But also it's like the appearance. Like, let's say you're working on a business. It's like the appearance of the business, like how it looks, might be very important. Same thing with a website as well. It's like one of those things where it's like how it appears is going to be very important. I'll tell you what. I had a friend that I used to work with in marketing, and this guy made an absolute fortune, and like literally all he would do is like, he would help online businesses kind of change how they looked, literally. And all he did is he would go to like the biggest competitor, and he would basically not copy exactly how the competitor looked, right? But like, let's say someone owned an online pet store, right? He would like go to Petco, he would look at how their design is, and he would kind of mimic the design for that store, and literally it worked, right? And when you think about it, it makes sense because all these big companies pay millions of dollars to figure this stuff out. So all he was doing was basically taking what was already working for that niche and copying it over, right? And I feel like I need to tell you that, Capricorn, where it's like it's like there's something about like how you appear, or how, if you have a business or career, like how it appears. And I think being more creative and like thinking that way could be very beneficial. Same thing in career. Like if maybe you need to appear bigger, maybe you need to take up more space, or maybe you need to be more confident, right? I don't know. It's gonna be different for all of you, but I would definitely do something there. You have the Six of Pentacles. Six of Pentacles, like equal give and take. So Six of Pentacles is like who you give what to. And so he's giving to one person, not the other. I would make sure that you are giving to new connections if you want love. I do feel you could be attracting a new connection, though, like something that is very giving, very equal. It's like I also just feel it's like simple, in some ways, where it's like, maybe it's not like super exciting, although, I don't know, it looks very passionate to me. King of Wands, Queen of Wands. So there's probably going to be a lot of passion. Definitely could be a fire sign, could be any sign, general reading. But, I think there will be a lot of passion. But I also feel it's like very simple. There's no like, it's very straightforward, I guess, is the energy that I'm picking up on here, which could be a good thing. I also feel this is saying you need to get started on something, clearly, Capricorn, something that you've been thinking about working on, because I think that it will be ridiculously successful right here, the Ten of Pentacles. Ten of Pentacles, like everything you want and desire in your life. Ten of Pentacles is building, leaving a legacy. And so I think a lot of you could be working on like big picture projects or big picture ideas. And that's exactly what I would focus on with the Ten of Pentacles, is kind of like big picture ideas, big picture projects, and all that other good stuff. I also just feel money. So a lot of you could be doing things to improve your finances. Again, I think that this Mercury retrograde could be very good for you financially. Some retrogrades are very good financially. I think people, retrogrades get a bad rap, I think, in the first place, but some of the best months of my life have been Mercury retrograde months. And because things are coming back, it's like if you did a bunch of work on something in the past, that energy's coming back now. So it's like you could make a bunch of money all of a sudden, because everything is catching up. If you've been working your ass off, like learning a new skill, it's like all the energy's coming back. You're, it's catching up. So good. You have, with the Ace of Wands, you have the King of Pentacles. Definitely could be attracting an Emperor now. You have the King of Swords, King of Cups, King of Pentacles, King of Wands. All four kings is an Emperor type person. So if you are looking for love, I feel you are kind of like attracting an Emperor. The funny thing is I feel like this person could be like a good mixture of like traits. It's like, we all date people, there are probably some things we like about them, some things we don't like about people. Even the worst people we've dated, obviously you dated them, so there's probably something good about them, right? And I think that this person is good mix. They're not perfect, no one is, but I think this person has a good mix of like things that you like about people or have liked, and that's definitely popping into my head as well. With the Six of Pentacles, you have the Ten of Pentacles. It's time to build your Ten of Pentacles. I think it would be a really good month for you to go step by step on something, literally popping into my head. Like, let's say you want to build something this month, even though this is a weekly reading, doesn't matter. I think, pretty much, I would say the next 2 months, really. Or really, if you want to get technical, all the way through September. All the way until the next eclipses. But, I think maybe between now and the end of the summer, or whatever, that, kind of like working on something step by step will have you building your Ten of Pentacles, or something that could create your Ten of Pentacles, which would be amazing. So, definitely very good financially there with that card. With the Ten of Pentacles, you have the Nine of Wands. Yeah, this is like something to be protected, right? If you're building something that is a Ten of Pentacles, like everything you want and desire, then, protect it. Then the Nine of Wands is about putting up boundaries or having boundaries against something. And so I feel that, this is about protecting something that is worthy of protection. Protecting something that you really want, right? And that's what I would do there. Your outcome, you have the Sun card. It says the sun is coming to shine its light to what's been kept hidden, to reveal the truth. You have this Virgo card. It says details, details. You need to look at something more closely. What you need to know lies in the details. Ten of Pentacles. Ten of Pentacles is a contract card. Ten of Pentacles is a card of hidden or secret information. Now, this is like a little known meaning of the Ten of Pentacles, and I probably have pointed this out to you before, but we have this older gentleman. The Ten of Pentacles can represent inheritance because of this old man. But there's an alternative meaning, that he is a beggar, and he's coming and he's giving this family a gift because they've just had a baby. And so it represents a person who has nothing to give, who is giving something. And basically what it means is that if we really pay close attention to the details, that there might be information that isn't directly stated that we can pick up on that helps us, right? This could be like maybe you're building a business, maybe you're learning from a person how to do it, but maybe there are things they're not saying that where if you read between the lines, you could kind of figure something out. So I would do that. The other thing is that you might just need to go get other information, right? It's like I don't really have any good examples, but I mean there are plenty of things that like I've done in business where it's like I couldn't figure it out at first, but then I would go on YouTube and watch a video about it, and I would find out that there was like something I was missing, right? And that's what I get here. It's like saying, I think this with the Page of Swords as well and the King of Swords is saying if you can't figure something out, research. Learn. If you do that, the answers you need will come. So there you go. But that looks good. You have the King of Wands, the Knight of Wands, and the Three of Pentacles. I get a weird feeling here. That sun says something about, it says the sun is coming to shine its light to what's been kept hidden to reveal the truth. I feel like for some of you, you literally could be attracting a very good person. I think that you could be attracting a person who's almost been hidden. But like, not like they hide. I think that you could be attracting a person who like the type of person who comes into people's lives. They don't realize like what this person is. It's almost like you're attracting an earth angel. I hate to use that term, but like I feel like it gets overused in love reading. So, like I don't like to use those words, but what I would say is like literally, I think you could be attracting a person who's like an earth angel. Really, I have nothing else to say. But it's like they're in disguise. But they don't do it. The universe does it. Like I feel like this person is almost a test for people. The reason I say this is because, like, sometimes I think people wonder, like, why is this person single? They seem really good, but, like, if a person seems really good, it can kind of put you off, right? Because you're like, this person seems really good, but why are they single? I think this is why. Like, if you're meeting a person like this, I would say for the rest of the year, even though this is weekly reading, the universe doesn't wear a watch. I think this could be a person that comes in, like, between now and, like, September, somewhere around there. And, I just feel that. Like, you could be like, how is this person exactly single? But, again, it could be that they are kept hidden. It's almost like they're a test. Like, the universe brings this person in people's lives to, like, see how they're going to handle something. And, there you go. It's like touched by an angel is what I feel like this is, right? It's like you're getting touched by a guy named Angel is what I feel here. So, there you go. Who is an angel, right? You have this Knight of Wands. Knight of Wands is about going on adventures. Yeah, I've said it a million times before. I think Capricorn should take advantage of getting out into the world. Again, I have a crap ton of Capricorn in my chart. Last month, I took some classes based off of a hobby that I have. This month, actually August, I should say, every single Monday, I'm taking a class based off of a hobby that I have, right? Because, like, I'm forcing myself. I don't want to. Like, I want to. I had fun last time. I'm going to have fun this time, I'm sure. But it's like, I'm a Pisces. I don't want to leave the house, right? So I'm really forcing myself to do these things. And, I would do it too. Because the reason I'm doing it is because there's like just a lot of benefit, I think, for Capricorn in socializing, having fun, doing something you enjoy, like filling up that fun bucket. And I would definitely encourage it. And like I say, I do what I say. You have the Three of Pentacles. This could be why. I mean, you could find people to work with. You could find people to team up with. You could also get the attention you deserve. Three of Pentacles is all about attention and getting the attention you deserve on something. One thing I will say, Capricorn, is I think that this is basically the rest of your life. You had Pluto in Capricorn, which probably made it very hard to get recognition for your work. Now, that can change. And now you can get recognition for the work you're doing, which is amazing. With the King of Wands, you have the Three of Cups. Yes, definitely a celebration if you're meeting a person. Very good for socializing. You could be meeting a person through socializing as well. So I would definitely encourage that, like I said. But this is like celebrating a harvest. And we see a bunch of harvest cards in this reading, which is great. With the Knight of Wands, yes, you're probably going to have to force yourself to do these things. Like, again, I don't want to either. I'm right there with you, right? But I would, like, force yourself to do it and to open up and to be open and be charismatic and fun and, all that other stuff. It'll be good for you. With the Three of Pentacles, you have the Emperor. Are you kidding? We talked about attracting an Emperor, so some of you definitely could be attracting an Emperor here. I also feel like the Three of Pentacles is saying you're taking control of your work, which is good. So you could be getting a lot of, attention because you're taking control of what you're doing. You have this Fox that says shrewdness and resourcefulness, especially in business. I would just pay attention. I do think with the Nine of Wands, Seven of Wands, might be a good time to keep things to yourself. If you're working on something, don't tell people what you're doing this month. I would say until the end of August, really, until we're past the retrograde, the Mercury retrograde. So Mercury retrogrades are good for working in silence, right? Now, that doesn't mean you can't work with people. So, people always say, you're contradicting myself. I'm like, no, you're taking things too literally and you don't understand nuance. So, sorry, I can't spell things out for people like that. But what I would say is 3 cups says work with people. And people always say, how can you not tell people what you're doing, but also work with people? I'm like, obviously, there are going to be some people you're going to have to tell what you're doing, right? It's like, I worked on my startup for over 2 years and I didn't tell anyone about it. But I had people who were working on it with me because obviously I had to. I had to tell the person who was building the website. I had to tell the people who were working behind the scenes on the website what I was doing. So again, you have to understand nuance and what nuance is. Maybe that's what's wrong with the world, is that we've lost that. But again, there are probably some people that are close to you that you shouldn't tell what you're doing, right? You should keep it away from those people that aren't directly working on what you're working on. So there you go. You have this Not card. It says unsuccessful plans. 10 of Swords, there are just certain things I think Capricorn is going to have to let go of, like the old way of doing things, and you just have to start doing things a new way. It's just that simple. You have this Grasshopper. It says situation in the balance that requires careful handling. I really don't feel much here. It's like 10 of Pentacles, 6 of Pentacles. You're making progress. Knight of Pentacles. I think as long as you're doing things to work towards a goal, the Star, and Judgment, your purpose, things will go very well. You have this hand. It says in need of help, assistance, or guidance. Again, that's the other thing as well. You can work together with people without working together with them. You can learn from a person on YouTube who teaches you something, and then therefore you didn't tell them anything. You didn't share your secrets. There you go. The other thing is, I don't think it's true that we shouldn't tell people our goals. It's actually been scientifically proven. A lot of people say don't share your goals because people will ruin it, which is partially true. But it's not true. They've scientifically proven this, that if you tell the right type of person in your life what your goals are, and if they encourage your goals, then you're more likely to accomplish it than if you didn't tell anyone. So it's about understanding the type of person, right? We all have people in our life who hate on every idea we have. We have other people who support our ideas no matter what. If you must tell a person, tell that person that supports your ideas no matter what. You have the Stork card. It says news of birth or a new business opportunity. It's like new but old. I think whatever Capricorn is working on is probably something you've been thinking about for a long ass time. And so, there you go. But this looks very good, Capricorn. Love it. Thank you for being here and definitely enjoy your week.